everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment in the temporary Online Big Blue studios this morning at the in-laws. The first half of the temporary move is done. Still got the second half to go once the house is built, but this is the fun half then, I guess. The fun house, we'll call it. But I wanted to do a quick Giant video because I wanted to talk about a couple things. Number one, of course, the rookies have reported to training camp. It's early, but the rookies always get there early. No, I mean, it's nothing. There's nothing to write home about. It's nothing to create a whole video on. It's not really. There's no there. I did want to talk about Leonard Williams, though, because I was thinking about it yesterday. This guy has been in the league, going on 6 years now. And once again, it's a prove-it year for Leonard Williams. It's a prove-it deal. It's almost like the fact that he has to reprove himself again after everything that he did last year. And I was thinking about that. I mean, you think about, you have your career year. You get all this money. You get all the accolades. And then you have to go back into your next season and then kind of reprove yourself because of the fact that the first 5 seasons of your career, I'm not going to say were pedestrian, but out of maybe one of those 5, and you could talk to Jet fans about this, it was kind of pedestrian. His seasons were kind of pedestrian. He never lived up to the full potential that they thought he would have had when he was at the Jets and when he came out of USC. So again, he's got to kind of prove himself. He's got to show once again that he's going to be that disruptive force, that he can be the linchpin that controls and moves the needle on the Giants' defense. I'm doing all my best John Facenda stuff today because of the fact that my voice is very deep because I haven't slept in days. Lombardi, certain magic still lingers in the name. And I always tell people, you know who John Facenda is, go look that up. But how much does it suck that you have to reprove yourself? You would think when you get your payday, most contracts or most NFL players' biggest payday is going to be on their second contract. Their second contract after the contract after the rookie deal, of course, which would be their second contract. That's where you make your money. That's where you make your wares. That's where you show, because you're in your 20s. You're probably around 26, 27 years old when that time comes around. You know, you've probably gone through, hopefully, 5 years, your 5-year contract. And a lot of times players then go through the 5-year contract and get tagged, especially if they have, if they are and stand out. The thing with Leonard Williams was outside, he got tagged after having a half a sack season. That's not normally something you see in this league. I still think he should have tested the free agent market. I don't think he would have gotten the numbers that he thought he would have got. He kind of rolled the dice and gambled. I always live that expression. He rolled the dice and he gambled on himself. And that's what he did. And then, it came up, triple sevens. So, but now going into 2021, he's got to go back and kind of reprove himself all over again. He can't revert. No, the soundboard's not hooked. The soundboard won't be hooked up until this weekend. But he can't revert back to king of the almost sack. I'm not expecting him to have 11 sacks this year. I'm not expecting him to have double-digit sacks. I have a feeling that he's going to slide back into like 5.5 sacks. And there's 2 reasons for that. He doesn't have the protection from Dalvin Tomlinson. And it was a combination of Dalvin Tomlinson and Dexter Lawrence that allowed Leonard Williams at times to get those coverage sacks. He's not going to have that anymore. Well, there's 3 reasons. He's not going to be a surprise anymore. And it's not like Leonard Williams was a surprise to the rest of the league, but it was a surprise. His sack total was a surprise. But he's not going to have that anymore. He's not going to be there. Like I said, they have the film. Now, they had the film the other years, but they didn't have the film with him in the Patrick Graham defense. So once you take away the fact that he's not going to be, he's going to be more focused on, he doesn't have Dexter Lawrence. He doesn't have Dalvin Tomlinson. The other issue is going to be a lot of, and we went through this before and we reviewed this before, a lot of Leonard Williams sacks for coverage sacks. And I've said this a million times, there's nothing wrong with getting a coverage sack because someone has to get the sack. The only problem is I don't think he's going to get as many coverage sacks this year as he did last year. The reason being, I think that a lot of teams, because of the Giants secondary, are going to kind of go either more towards the running game or they're going to go to a quick passing game. If you go to the quick passing game with a secondary like we have and just do short routes, it's going to help eliminate some of the coverage. Now, the other issue is going to be I think the Giants are going to go more to a man-to-man press cover corner than they did when Riffin's playing the way they played zone last year toward the end of the season. And I know a lot of people complained last year about Patrick Graham going to the zone defense last year, but the covers, the press corners that we had outside of James Bradbury, and yes, we still have the venerable Isaac Yiadom, were not up to the task to handle what he wanted to do. That's why he went with a more of a zone defense in his secondary. But I have a feeling they're going to go more to quick passes, the opposing teams, which is going to eliminate the rush, which will some way eliminate some of the coverage sacks that he received last year. Because there were times last year that it looked like opposing quarterbacks were just sitting in the pocket waiting for someone to get open, and nobody got open. And that is a testament to, of course, Patrick Graham and his defense and James Bradbury, and Logan Ryan and players such, not Isaac Yiadom. We're not going to say Isaac Yiadom. We're not going to say Sam Beal. But that was a testament to Patrick Graham's defense. And I think that's going to happen. And I worry that fans are going to get... I've never been high on Leonard Williams. I don't hide that. But I worry the Leonard Williams contingent, the people that think he can do no wrong, I have a feeling they're going to get down on him if he doesn't turn around and have, 9 sacks, 10 sacks. And then it's interesting because I laugh because if he... has 5.5 sacks but 40 pressures, people, we're going to go back to king of the almost sack. People are going to be like, well, yeah, there's 40 pressures. And I always keep telling people, pressures don't equate to anything unless you have an end variable. So it's got to be quarterback pressure equals what? And I've said this a million times. It's the same thing with quarterback hits. Great stat for the fan, but NFL teams don't look at that. They look at quarterback hits equaled what? Because I said this before, you could have a guy that has 90 pressures, let's say, and I know it's an arbitrary number, but if the opposing team converts on 80 of those pressures, was the 90 pressures worth $23 million a year? Comics will be starting next week, of course. We've signed another running back, and I laugh because I haven't gone on Twitter because you know what's going to happen. It's going to be, oh my God, Mike Weber from Ohio State. We signed him. He's gonna be the backup to Saquon Barkley, even though he declared early in 2019, wasn't taken until the 7th round by the Cowboys. He was released and re-signed to the practice squad. And after being now released from practice squads from Kansas City and the Green Bay Packers, he's going to come in and start for the Giants. That's just what Twitter probably says. I couldn't go on Twitter because I couldn't get on the internet. I'm not sure how the internet works in this house, but it's not working that well. I actually have the internet guy coming so I can do some more videos. I'm going to have to do something for sanity. But Mike Weber is not going to be. He's not going to be the dude. I'm not saying he's not, but there is a good chance that he is not going to be the linchpin of the New York Giants defense that everyone think he's going to be. He's going to join the crowded backfield of Barkley, Booker, Clement, Brightwell, Elijah Penny, the guy from NFL Europe, and what's his name? Taquan. I can't think of his name. I can't think of the name on top of my head. He's probably going to get cut or be on the practice squad. He's been in the league since 19. Let's not get overly excited. It's early. I got a headache. I haven't had my coffee, so let's not get excited about things that aren't going to happen. I should rephrase this. Things that may not happen. Of course, the team will be reporting next week for training camp. We're going to have some great videos. We're going to do some training camp preview videos in the next couple days. Going to be doing a few. I'm going to be on a few other channels coming up in the next couple of weeks, so that'll be fun to look out for. I don't want to do a live stream, but some people ask me if I'm going to do a camp preview live stream. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that comes out. I'll have to see how I feel, because right now I feel like I need to take a big old nap, and I just got up because it's now 5:48 in the morning. So, but like I said, let's get this season started, man. Let's get this camp going, and let's roll on. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you subscribe, ring that bell, you think it really means that.